How's it going, everyone? Matt Layton, Sean Battle. Welcome back to another episode of the Sean and Matt Show. Today is Thursday, January 23. Jordan. One Jordan.
Yeah.
Do you think he's the best player ever?
I think so. Well, did you see that? What's his name?
Zion.
Yeah, man.
So it's
We'll
settled.
see.
Zion is better than Jordan. No,
Yeah.
please don't shoot me for saying that.
Jordan was amazing. Yeah. Anyways.
In today's video, we're going to go over the top 10 quickest, highest appreciating neighborhoods in Arlington, Virginia. A study just came out. In the past 2 years, these 10 neighborhoods are the highest appreciating in terms of sales price neighborhoods in Arlington, VA. Sean, how's it going today?
Good, my brother. Not much new here on the home front. Actually, no. To give you an idea of increase in values and things like that, we had a listing go on last week, and it was listed by somebody else for a while, and then we got the listing after it had been on for 3 weeks. It was on for 3 months. So they took it off the market. We put it back on a few weeks later, marketed it correctly, did a video, did all these things, got 2 offers.
Boom. Just like
2 offers,
that.
and the price went up. So
I mean, it just goes to show you what staging and pricing a home correctly can do. You actually priced it higher than what it was last on the market for.
I did, but I made it look much prettier.
Yeah.
And that I had actually people contact me after the open house and said, your staging was amazing in that place.
Yeah.
And we want you to sell our house. So
Boom.
that's it.
Staging alone is unbelievably.
Yep.
It's so good for you in terms of like marketing dollars in and sales price out. Okay, top 10. The list is actually like 25 neighborhoods long. And just before we get into the list, some of these are condos. And I
So the
feel
neighborhood
like
is actually a condo?
the neighborhood
Okay.
is a condo. So it's like a subdivision. And there's always some sort of issues with these lists. And I think for this one, like maybe a lot of 1 bedrooms sold last year and now there's 2 bedrooms that are selling. So with these
Yeah.
lists, you kind of never quite know, but hopefully this gives you like a broad idea of those neighborhoods in Arlington that are turning over quicker than other neighborhoods. And just to kind of give you an idea of the ones that didn't make the list, notable neighborhoods like Lee Heights, Country Club Manor, Broyhill Forest up in North Arlington, the Continental Condo, Penrose, everyone's favorite walkable Columbia Pike neighborhood, and the Williamsburg Condo came in number 11. So let's start with the top 10, and number 10 is Knock.
Knock. Well,
Knock, knock, knock.
knock, knock, knock. You can see why, I guess, because, well, its location is really good. It's just had really, low values for a long time. Lower values.
Yeah, let me give
for a
you
long
some
time.
numbers. So 2018 sales price, $484. 2019 sales price, $674.
Wow.
So 39% increase for Knock, aka Green Valley, aka Superman Hill. I once biked up that hill after a little night at Cap City Brewing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You worked it off right up just the hill.
We went from Cap City to Hunan numero uno, and I gave myself like a 10-minute head start, and I'm just tearing it up that hill. Straight shot to Clarendon. I park my bike as soon as my buddies pull up in the Uber. I'm just sucking air. I'm just like so out of breath, and I just casually walk in with them. Hey, Brooke.
Hey, bud.
But it's a very large hill, and I'm never going to do that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise it unless you're training for something. That's a very large hill if you don't know what.
Yeah.
Is,
Knock comes in at number 9. Number 8 is North Arlington. Again, this is like
So broad.
So that's a broad area. So let's skip to number 10, 9, 8. Math
Number
is hard.
8.
Number 8 is Crystal Gateway in Crystal City. So this is a condo. Sales price $609 in 2018 and then $880 in 2019. I wonder if Amazonia had anything to do with that one.
Absolutely did. I mean, it's right down the street. And I wonder, where was this article? I wonder where they're getting their information, right? Whether
Yeah.
they're using a price per square foot basis or they're just going blanket on.
No, it's
broken
sold
down?
prices. Yeah, it's
Okay.
MLS. That's what's his face's condo, the former vice president, McCain.
McCain, yeah.
John McCain used to live there. Really high price, kind of like stiff, like good condo building, just a little bit dated.
High condo fees.
High condo fees.
Yeah.
Not as high as the one right next door, but still high condo fees. Up next, number 7. Number 7 is Rock Spring. Okay, finally we're getting into an actual neighborhood in addition to Knock in Arlington. So Rock Spring, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put a map up there, but think North Arlington, kind of near like the Williamsburg-ish area, up like North Arlington. We saw a 45% price increase. So 2018, $1,070,000. 2019, 1.5. So you basically went from 1.1 to 1.5, and now, obviously, if you're buying a house at 1 million, your house is not going to appreciate to 1.5. So basically, reading between the lines, we both know what this is saying. This is saying that a lot of lots are being bought in this neighborhood, and then new construction is being sold because, I mean, let's be honest, everything revolves around the schools in Arlington and any real estate market ever. So you have amazing schools in the Rock Spring neighborhood. So you build a new construction home there, you get it at a good price, and you're gonna have a lot of demand for that.
Yep. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, the new construction prices have gone through the roof as well. I was looking, a year and a half ago at places thinking, all right, I could buy a lot for about 700, end up building somewhere around the end game at about 1.4 Now those prices are, I mean, the lot that I was going to buy just sold for 1.7.
1.7.
After the house, building the house.
Getting up there.
It's insane. Yeah.
Number 6. Number 6 is the Odyssey in Courthouse.
The Odyssey.
To me, I would have to dive into these numbers. This looks like a lot of 2 bedrooms have sold and a few 3 bedrooms. I just did a report on the Waterview in Roslyn, and in the past 3 years, the price per square foot has decreased, the average sales price has decreased, and like something else, there's like the average days on market like increased. There were like 3 huge factors all going downhill, and if you were to take a look at those numbers, you'd be like, oh my gosh, the market's crashing. Why would anyone ever want to buy in this condo? Well, the thing was, a $3 million condo sold like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and that is like completely distorting.
Well, I mean, just looking at these numbers in the Odyssey, on the low side, or a few years ago, they're saying $479,000. Now they're saying $702,000. So, a 1 bedroom is selling for $470,000, maybe $465,000. A 2 bedroom selling for $702,000. So that's exactly what it is. They're not taking into account bedrooms, bathrooms on this, and that when you get into condo buildings, you have to. So I like the analysis on the actual neighborhoods, but when you get into condos, it's definitely skewed.
We should do a video about how this list is terrible. That's what we should do. Number 5, breaking into the top 5, is Wingate. Number 3, down in Shirlington. Price in 2018, $269,000. Guys, if you see a price for $269,000 walking distance to Shirlington, that's a pretty good price.
Yeah.
Jumped up to $406,000 last year.
That's crazy.
51%. Coming in right before that is Wingate numero uno, OG Wingate. Saw a slightly higher prices on both sides, so $264,000 up to $405,000, a little bit under that. So let's do the top 3. Another condo, Woodbury Heights. I've seen a lot of renovated Woodbury Heights units come on the market recently.
Yeah, so what they've done in the last 2 years is renovate their entire lobby.
Yeah.
So Woodbury Heights is built in the 80s, and it showed. I mean, it needed to be redone. The hallways were gross. They were dark. They redid the lobby to a nice white marble, and it really made that building a lot better. And then they went into the hallways as well. So they've revamped the building, which I always tell condos to do. I mean, once you start getting to an age, you have to start doing these things to bring them up to our standards, and then in turn that'll help your values. But you've also got to do your units yourselves too. So there are a lot of people that are now redoing these older units, and they're awesome, and they're naturally going to sell for more.
And the issue that Sean brings up is when we're showing buyers, sometimes we can't even get out of the lobby before the buyer says, nope,
we're out.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So, we're getting up to the lobby. You got to walk down this long hallway to get to the unit that's not well lit. It's dark. It's not friendly. By the time you get to the unit, it doesn't even matter how much renovations you've done in there. If the condo is lacking on upgrades or not, I don't even want to say upgrades because that almost sounds
just
vanity.
looking good. I mean,
just keeping up
yeah.
with the times.
Yeah.
I live at the Belvedere, an older 1987 building in Roslyn, and it's twofold because there's a lot behind the drywall, right? There's a lot going on behind the paint. You know, you have the elevators, you have the fire suppression system, you have the pipes at the Belvedere. You have a lot going on. So it's one part maintenance, but another part cosmetic as well. And it's important to do those maintenance items. And obviously you want to repair things that need to be repaired, but at the same time, you have to be updating the cosmetics as well to keep up with those sales prices.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't have to rip down walls or anything like that. It's really cheap. I mean, the condo spaces aren't that big, right? We're talking between 800, 600 to 1,200 square feet. To refloor those things is very cheap. I mean, if your floors are nasty, it doesn't take much, a few $1,000s to replace those floors. Tile work, you're not ripping down walls, so you're just getting a handyman to redo the tile work. It's cheap. Paint, cheap. It's going to totally change the value of your property.
Yeah,
So,
spend the money to make
I'm
money.
always telling people to do it.
So the top two, we're going to the top two.
Top
They're
two.
both single family neighborhoods.
That's what we want to see.
They're both in North Arlington.
North, really?
Do you want to take a guess at number 2? I'll give you a hint. It is a neighborhood with a lot of teardowns for relatively cheap lots and a lot of new construction homes.
I would say Highview Park.
Boom.
Bam! I was just there today.
Highview Park coming in at number 2. So Highview Park saw a 63% increase from 2018 to 2019, 697.5 in 2018, 1.137, basically 1.1 in 2019. And this is an area where I feel like I just described it. You can get a really good deal on land value. And I love Highview Park. They have some really cool like parks there.
Yeah.
And some really cool walking trails. So I'm a fan of Highview Park. My favorite house, I think, is 1515 Edison. It's on the corner. It's a really nice new build from like 2014. But there's a lot of inventory right now. So you can get a really good deal on land if you want to build a custom home, or you can also get a really good deal on new construction.
It's so funny that we bring up Highview Park because I literally was driving through there today because, you know, when you're looking at new houses and you're looking to spend $1.4 million on a house and you're not seeing much in the inventory and there's so much competition, and then you drive through Highview Park and yes, there's tiny houses that need to be torn down or that will be torn down, but the transition is so big in that neighborhood. There are so many new homes being built. So you got to think in a few years, in 10 years, that whole place is going to be, you know, probably all new homes. And the location of it sits like right in the middle, like right perfectly in the middle. And it's a really good location. Values are good for the lots if you can find them, and there's a ton there to be done. So that's exactly what we're seeing. The lots being sold 690s, and then the new homes being sold at 1314.
Yeah.
Yep.
Numero uno, coming in at the top spot, we have another neighborhood in North Arlington, and that is Yorktown. The Yorktown neighborhood comes in with a 97% increase from the 2018 median sales price of $760 to the 2019 median sales price of $1.5. And I think this is actually twofold. One, obviously the new construction homes, but maybe more so, the Yorktown neighborhood is made up of a really cool inventory of homes where you're gonna have the older colonial type of homes for your move-up buyer, for your first-time home buyer starting a family, for that family that wants to be in Arlington, or, you know, if Bright MLS is watching or NVAR watching, the young professional looking, or the downsizer. I'm just trying to not get dinged on fair housing. It's,
Yeah, there you
it's
go.
perfect for families. But when I'm saying that is like you're gonna have some houses in the 8s and in the 9s that will get 20 offers, that will get 15 offers, and then it's gonna escalate like 50, 100, maybe even over $100,000 over the list price. So when I see this huge jump, of course a lot of it's gonna be new construction, but a lot of it is also going to be the competition for those 1940s homes.
Competition is crazy. For an example, there was a house the other day that I went to. It didn't close yet, but I heard, because I was interested in it, I was thinking it would probably go at least 50 over, and it did. It went $52,000
In Yorktown? Or
no, this
Taylor?
wasn't in. This was in the Cherrydale neighborhood.
Jerry.
So the competition's out there, and people know these values, and they're willing to pay big dollars for them. And this article I think is skewed a little bit because of the new homes. But I'd really like to talk about, like, quickly, where we think these values, or the true increase in values, have really gone on. And I think it's probably like the Aurora Highlands, Crystal City, Arlington Ridge, South Arlington, right around naturally where this whole thing is going. And then probably up in, North Arlington, right around the metro stops, is always going to see a good increase in value.
Yeah, definitely.
And those are kind of natural things to assume, The metro and the schools always keep it up on the north, and now Amazon's crushing it in the south.
Nice. Yeah. Did you see that picture of this is totally on topic, I promise. Did you see the picture of the coyote in Donaldson Run the other day?
But I would believe it in Donaldson Run.
There are coyotes in Arlington.
You know what?
Just so you know.
Now that you say that, a few years ago, I was driving up the GW Parkway.
Saw a big cat?
I saw a big cat sitting right in the middle, big dog, sitting right in the middle of the grassy part on
like,
and I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks...
Your eyes will deceive you. It's like, oh, that looks like a fox, but it's a dog.
It was a coyote.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely coyotes and like little bobcats like in Arlington.
They're around.
It's wild. Surprisingly, the neighborhoods that have the highest sales prices, think Country Club Hills, think Bellevue Forest, those didn't make the list. I'm just trying to think why. I mean, the resale of those there's not going to be that spread, and then there's probably going to be fewer of the flips.
Yeah, the Country Club Hills lots are like 1-2.
Yeah.
Just for a lot, 1-2, and then they're rebuilding these things and they're $3 million.
It's
insane.
The trays.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, would love to hear your thoughts. So let us know in the comment section below. And for Sean and myself, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Cheers.